streaming right now, dudes. So let's open up and find out who's in the chat.
Okay.
That's Ritchie Knucklez in the background, pig. That's my dog. Oh, he's moving something around.
That was me moving my chair. Sorry.
Excellent. So we're actually on air right now, but this is sort of the teaser. I'm trying to find. You know, it's funny. I can never find when we go live on my own channel. That's pretty funny. So unprofessional. Okay, so here we are live now. Yeah, there we go. I'm switching to night mode.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
start it up.
Here we are live now. Oh. Hey, we got Dave from Buffalo in the chat. He's first one in. He's asking, you guys are going to Grinkers? What do you guys say?
We'll talk about it later.
All right, that sounds. We'll talk about it later. It's a little
I've
teaser.
heard so much about this Grinkers. I want to go there.
Yeah, we need you to go to that, but it's gonna be.
That'd be fun.
It'd be fucking.
I do. I've heard so much good. But nobody from Grinkers. That I remember. Nobody from Grinkers has contacted me yet. But I would love to go there. I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, man. This is gonna. Yeah. So anyway, let's. Hey. What do you guys want to get this show on the road here?
No.
No.
Let's wrap this shit up.
All right, man. Here we go.
From KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's Arcade Radio.
Prepare to qualify.
Intruder alert, intruder alert.
Arcaders, and welcome to episode 21 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, August 10th, 2017, and the time is now approximately 7:18 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us in the Arcadosphere. This is your host, Adam and the Ants. I'm joined by the legendary Dan Reed, a.k.a. Dan Reed Photo, and Time Runner, a.k.a. Mark. You're going to see some serious shields. The guest host of Arcade Radio this week is Ritchie Knucklez. Welcome to the show, Richie.
Hey! Feels good to be here.
Well, this is great. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump right in. Oh, so Richie, we should probably give a little bit of an introduction to our host other than just, our guest host, other than, this is Ritchie Knucklez. Richie, you did some sort of documentary. What's it called?
What's what called? You're breaking up a little bit. I'm so sorry.
No, that's right. What is your documentary called?
Oh, documentary. It's called The King of Arcades.
All right.
Awesome. Where can you get it?
Right now, it's available for download on GOG.com, goodoldgames.com.
Yeah. Yep, actually, you know what? We
God.
we downloaded it 2 weeks ago. And Mark and I watched it together via Skype. It was awesome. We had a good time.
Great.
So we're going to jump right into our first segment, which is, what have you been working on? And let's start with Dan Reed.
Oh, don't even get me started. It's a Charlie Foxtrot over at my place right now. I'm still doing the journey. I got by the way, colossal nightmare to put a vertical monitor in a Journey, just so you guys know.
What do you mean?
It's got the way that it goes in there, it's beyond stupid. I have no idea how they did this. They had to have had some sort of machine that loaded these things, because you have to load it from behind, but there's a frame that screws into the cab, and then the monitor goes in from the back, and then you have to get the lips of the monitor like around to the front of it and screw it in that way. Oh my God, it's just a freaking
This
mess.
sounds like your restoration videos are going to take longer than, I don't know what. Maybe you better make like 14 videos about your Journey restoration.
Yeah, right. I just don't have a ton of time to work on it, so just one.
So that's what you're working on right now?
I have a great Journey story. Don't remind me to tell you. Me to tell you.
Tell
guys
me now.
Tell us now.
Perfect timing.
What is it?
When I was a kid, I was in love with this girl. I think I was in Little League, so it was my last year of Little League. So what's that, like sophomore in high school, freshman in high school?
Yep.
And it was our World Series, and the girl of my dreams asked me to go to the Journey concert with her. It was right around Separate Ways, right around that time.
Nice.
And she invited me to go with her, but it happened to land on the same night as our baseball game. I was the shortstop, and I was going to bail on my team because I was in love with this girl, but I didn't. We lost the game. Somebody else went to the concert with her and wound up marrying her.
No way.
No.
So that's
a terrible Journey story.
And I played Journey at Great Adventure for like all day and just listening to the songs and just sobbing silently because I lost my dream girl for the baseball team.
Oh my God.
So it's a
separate world.
Years later, I get married. I open this arcade, and my ex-wife knows how bad I want a Journey, but she did not know the backstory.
Oh.
She got me a Journey for our anniversary.
Oh man.
Separate ways.
But she had no idea the backstory.
My God.
Well, we won't tell her if you want. Of course.
No, I told her during the divorce to get even, you know?
Nice.
That's cold.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was cold.
So I don't know. I'm working on that. I pulled out the power supply in this thing, the suitcase. I replaced the caps. I'm starting to reassemble this turd of a game, and I don't know.
Yeah,
the game is pretty weak.
It is.
Oh, dude, it's terrible. I only have it because it looks so cool. So
and it's Journey, right? It's Journey.
And it's fun bringing them back. You know, honest to God, a lot of these games, it's just a lot of fun to bring them back. Just thinking that, you know, I don't know. What do you think? There's probably 100 Journeys left in the world, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool to bring one of these things back. And I mean, literally, I have a polishing wheel and I have a grinder. So I went through and I took every freaking screw out of this thing and shined it up, pulled every piece of metal out of this thing, primed everything. I mean, I've gone to the nth degree for this stupid game. So, I mean, now I'm fully committed to it, but that's what I've been working on.
Sweet. Mark, tell us what you've been working on.
Yo, so let's see. I sold the Atari Relief Pitcher that I've been selling like for months. It's been in my Philly
You know what's
office.
funny? I actually like that game.
I like it too. I mean, the announcer is a real legit guy.
Yeah.
So.
That was a buddy of mine got it. I was like, you got Relief Pitcher? Why'd you get Relief Pitcher? That's a shitty game. Why would you get that game? And I'm like, okay. Played it a couple times, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm convinced. It was a fun game.
Yeah. So Claw Ito picked it up. I don't think he's in any relation to the judge. Funny story about that guy. I was at Brofest last year, and I was leaving, and I had a shit ton of beer, and I needed to get rid of it. And he was in the parking lot, and he was the beneficiary of that.
Of the beer?
Nice. Yeah, I just gave him like 4 cases of stuff that we just couldn't drink.
That's funny. I wonder if that's like the tradition there, because when I went the first year with John and Joe and Sean and those guys, the big deal was everyone was bringing beer from like their region, and there's going to be a big trade up.
Whoa, that sounds fun, actually.
Yeah. So everybody brought a bunch of beer and traded it at Grinkers. So.
I could totally dig that. Let's have a beer. Hey, you know what? we'll talk about that in a minute. So, what else you got going there, Mark?
Yeah, I got all that stuff going on. Let's see, I have a Super Strike Bowling that's shorting out every time the ball comes back. It's
Nice.
one of these games with the control panel is the bowling alley.
Yeah, I remember that.
Lonnie McDonald, our previous host, stopped by my house.
Are you kidding me?
Yep, he rolled the joust machine. Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Are you bleeping kidding me?
No, he did it. Machine number 156.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm site 84.
Yeah, he gave me a bunch of cool Twin Galaxy cards that I'm gonna surely hoard and never
Sweet.
share.
Hey, Richie,
Nice.
do you have a Twin Galaxies card?
Yeah, I have. I think I have at least 5 to 10. I don't know. Walter makes a card for everything I do.
Nice.
Well,
I went to an Indian restaurant and he made a card for it.
well, I would love to trade cards with you. I have one card, so.
Oh, cool.
And
It's not going to be a very fair trade if you just have one card.
I just have one.
Yeah,
I just want
your
one.
card.
My card for one of
That's
his
right.
cards. We got to trade, right? Okay, so what else you got going there, Mark?
That's it.
Okay, so I've got a couple of stories. First of all, I visited Uptown and Uptown again, and I went there with a couple of friends specifically to play ice cold beer because I don't have one of my own. And I went there and get there, and the freaking machine is gone. It's gone. It's not even on the floor. And of course you
Probably
guys.
broken, dude. That game is notorious for breaking.
I know. So I was talking.
I'm looking at one right now. I'm working on mine this week.
Oh, jeez. So then I go to the bartender and I say, "What's going on?" She says, that game broke. We had to send it out to get fixed. Guess who fixes the games, boys?
Brian.
Yeah. So I called Brian. I'm like, dude, what's up? Brian from Paradise Arcade. Here's our plug. We should get free shit for doing that. You know what I'm saying?
No shit.
So I'm like,
Plug
Brian,
his ass every week.
You're gonna play.
What do you do?
Phrasing.
That was so. How did you guys? Yeah, that was so easy. I didn't even respond.
Phrasing. So anyway, I called up Brian. I'm like, what's going on with the ice cold beer? He's like, it was broken. I go, I know. He goes, I fixed it. I go, God dang it, we're at Uptown right now. He goes, you should have came here. I would have given you free beer and you could have played it for free. Anyway, we did have a fun time in the new
6 years ago yesterday.
Yeah.
6 years ago yesterday, Zach Kazor broke the world record on ice cold beer at my place.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
That game is freaking brutal. So
It popped up.
I've seen.
I've only ever
It
got.
popped up in my Facebook feed. That's the only reason I remember.
I've only gotten up to like number 7 on that game. I'm not.
Yeah, it's hard as hell. I played it at Grinkers. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake. Get the 2 freaking rails up and put the
It's
ball
hard
in.
as hell.
Big deal. Yeah, I couldn't. I sucked at it.
It's an awesome game, man. It's an awesome game.
It's pretty tough.
It
I wouldn't
is.
want one though.
It is.
I just for taking up
it's great.
arcade space.
You know what? I was just telling Mark before the show, I would trade out my dartboard for an ice cold beer. I'd put that right in its spot.
Don't ever sell that game short. That game's a lot better than that. If you got to really play it, that game's awesome.
I totally
Good
agree.
part of the game.
So anyway, that was a fun time. And then earlier in the week, I had my Donkey Kong has been on the fritz. The ladders were missing. So I did some board repair, and it wasn't a whole lot of board repair, but I actually ended up replacing a socket and testing things out and finding out that it was actually just a bunch of stuff needed to be reseated, So unplug stuff, plug it back in. I unplugged all the ROMs, replugged them back in, cleaned them off, cleaned the legs off because they're getting a little corroded, and bam, back up and running. So
Sweet.
Donkey Kong's up and running, which, it's a staple. I love that. I mean, it's a difficult game, but I love that game. So,
Art.
and I think the only other thing...
Donkey Kong, I'm so tired of Donkey Kong.
It is. It's a hard game, though, dude. Well, I got the remix version, so I've got remix and deranged, and I really enjoy that.
That's great.
It gives a totally new spin on the game. So, but it turns out that
he did a great job.
Oh, he did. It's so awesome. So those are the 2 real arcade things that I've been working on. Yeah, there's one other thing, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Richie, what you been working on?
Right now, not that I want to, but I sold 2 very obscure titles. I sold my Pengo, and I sold my Tutankhamun. So I am going over those 2 with a fine-tooth comb tonight.
Oh, that's crazy. Those two games are everywhere all of a sudden. I didn't see them for years, and all of a sudden there's like 4 Tutankhamons and 4 Pengos for sale. That's hilarious. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, and they're odd ones to sell, like right after one another. Usually it's the staples, the Pac-Mans and the Donkey Kongs. But it's cool though, because it's you get to work on something a little bit more obscure. Like I have Bagman and Super Bagman, so I stole parts off of that same cabinet. So I needed they didn't make a bezel for that. The Stern games, they just have tinted plexi or tinted glass. So one of them was scratched, so I stole the best one off of it to give to this guy for the Tutankhamun.
Let me just ask you a question. If you have some scratched plexi, do you just replace that shit, or do you like try to go and do some, some polishing and stuff? Yeah, no kidding, right? Like,
I have a guy.
Do you do Novus 1, 2, and 3?
I got a guy.
You got a guy.
And the guy, he sells what's known as it's safety glass. So, and you could get it tinted to any color you want. Yeah, me too. You can wax it if you want to.
You can leave your friends behind.
Yeah, if you want to leave your friends behind.
You guys are so funny.
Believe it or not, a little. That's Billy Mitchell's favorite song. In all honesty.
Really, Safety Dance?
Yep, that's his favorite song.
Oh my
God!
God!
The guy would sell me this glass, and he cut it to size, and it's just safety glass. And I almost replace every piece of glass I have when I sell it with the safety glass, because it's tinted whatever color I want. He cuts it to size, and you can't scratch it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is cool.
So you're working on a bunch of stuff. You're this is basically a full-time job for you now, right? You got the arcade. You got you're restoring games. You're selling them.
Yeah, I've had a good year. I've sold close to 100 games this year alone.
Wow.
The arcade. Yeah, and the arcade's doing really well. I don't run the arcade anymore. I have a couple husband and wife team that took over the arcade for me, so I don't have to be there as much. They open it now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Eric and Jen, their names are, and I have to give them credit all the time.
Cool.
Wow, that's great.
So I focus. I have a 10,000. I have a 10,000 square foot warehouse, about a half an hour from the arcade, 10 minutes from my house, and I am in there. I work probably 12-hour days every day.
Wow.
So for all the aspiring arcade openers, how are you doing it? What's the success?
What's that?
How are you having success with your arcade? Like what's your method? Are you charging at the door, or is it the beer sales? How's it succeeding?
I don't sell beer. We don't have in New Jersey. A liquor license cost me $500,000. So I don't have that kind of coin. So I don't have a liquor license. But basically the birthday parties, the admission fee to get in at the arcade, the merchandise. I sell a lot of merchandise, the T-shirts and all the different kinds of things I had made up. But my main way of making a living is by selling the games, taking the old games and selling them. Like I just sold, and I don't know if you guys are witness to this, but I just sold my Robotron for $3,000.
Nice.
Find another Robotron.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems to come in waves with these games. Like right now it's Pengo and Tutankhamun, and maybe like a year ago.
Why do people want Pengo? Why do people want that game anyway?
Why do people want it?
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I have it. I have it in a multi. I like it.
It's not my thing, but some people really dig it.
Don't forget,
there's two versions, right?
Different games attract women too. Don't forget, and I think Pengo is a game that attracts the ladies.
Yeah.
Yes.
You must attract the ladies.
And the characters are cute,
Yeah. I can dig it.
Like Frogger.
So that's what I think. But what I'm working on from fun that I'm enjoying, I just got a Warlord's cocktail, and I'm restoring that.
Oh yeah.
That's an undertaking.
That's not for sale.
I have one of those.
That's not for sale. That one's mine.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
I apologize if I'm delaying or late to the game on a lot of things, but you guys are really hard to hear.
No,
it pops in and out, so I only get half the question.
You're doing just fine. Just hang in there.
All right.
We like it.
All right.
We're good to go. So that leaves. Hey, wait. So you know what? I think everybody's sort of talked what they worked on. So I think it's time for the negative.
It's the negative news with Dan
Dan Reed.
These guys won't let that go.
That thing is horrid. It's horrid. I can't imagine people are using it, but whatever.
What was the subject when you were talking about something being horrid?
I
Do you
don't know.
remember
I hate everything, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We don't do that every time, do you? But that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I like it. It's
Was it when he was sitting on your lap watching the movie?
Ooh, now you're talking.
He actually,
Horrid. Oh, I think he said horrid.
he actually skipped out on the movie. He wouldn't even watch it with us. He's so elitist.
I saw it. I saw Richie's
So
movie a long time
elitist.
ago.
And then we started quizzing him on parts of the movie, and he's like, "I don't remember that. I don't remember
Well,
that."
I saw it a year ago. When did
But let me say something for the record. This guy filmed me, Sean Tiedemann, filmed me for close to 4 years.
Yeah.
What happened was he came to the first Kong off, and
Okay.
he said, "What's going on here has got to be documented. What the story's going to be about. No idea why he's filming me, but he just filmed me. 4 years of my life, he was there everywhere, from
Wow.
the divorce all the way up until the arcade closed and reopened and everything. And I had nothing to do with anything in the movie, editing it or anything. The only thing I contributed, other than letting this guy film me, was the ending with Polybius. That's the only thing I did.
Oh, well, that might explain a few things. We might ask a couple of questions that we were a little worried about, but you seem to know what's going on. Yeah, so we were curious about a few things. We'll get to that in the interview. But what do you got going on here, Mr. Dan Reed, in the news?
We're going to cut it short a little bit because I want to get to Richie, but there is also an announcement at the end of the news.
Okay.
But first things first,
Pick whatever you like.
let's talk about Tempest.
All right.
So Tempest comes out, Atari, giant hit,
Yeah.
flagship game.
Fantastic game.
Then what? Well, like 15 years later. or
Yeah, in the
whatever,
90s,
This guy,
right?
new guy comes out on the scene and creates Tempest 2000. Gigantic hit.
Awesome
Super
game.
controversial. Yeah, super controversial, but Atari shuts him down. Big
Why?
fight about, well, intellectual property. This guy is nothing to do with Atari.
Yeah,
right?
but Atari was
and
already
Atari's
dead.
defunct at that time. but-
Yeah.
yeah.
Where can you get a copy to play this thing?
I don't know.
so-
you can get it online. I think you can download it.
I have Tempest 2000. You can get
I
it
got
on.
to check this out.
Yeah, you got to get it on. Tempest 2000 was available on the PlayStation 1. It was also available on the Dreamcast.
So, for reference sake, the guy that did Tempest 2000 also did the latest 9 Inch Nails video. He did the Polybius game that's out right now. That's in the 9 Inch Nails. His name is Dave Minter. So the big news is, of course, he just announced with Atari, he is now somehow made up with Atari, and they are announcing Tempest 4000. So I'm guessing that this is going to be...
How do you play it? Is it a spinner still?
Huh? I don't know.
I
don't know.
don't know.
Because I can't imagine playing that without a spinner.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a console game, or I mean, like a game that has a spinner on a console. I think it's probably a computer game or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but
Well, it's
people are
fun.
really
The
pumped about it. But
interesting
I'm
thing
guessing, my guess is, boys, that this is going to be the flagship title for the Atari box when it comes out.
Well, I got to tell you guys, I played Tempest 2000 a lot when it was out. It was super fun. In fact, I think there was a version for the Jaguar. I might be, it was cross-platform. So it was on Dreamcast, Jaguar. It was on PlayStation 1, and it's a really, really fun game. So give it a shot when you get a chance. I also wanted to welcome, since we're talking, I've just noticed the chat lit up tonight. So in addition to Randy and Dave from Buffalo and Mark, because he joins in every time, but we also have Dinky Flicks, and we have another guy by the name of Aaron Sanders. This is Sup, Randall. What's up, Randall? He says he'd like to know about the Weeby piggyback rides, but I think we have a question about that later, so let's just hold on to that. And so anyway, I just wanted to invite those guys welcome to the show because they're part of it. So yeah, so anyway, Dan, Tempest 4000. I'm interested.
Looking forward to it. I don't know. Sounds pretty good.
I
I'm
am.
a Tempest fan. I don't know. We'll see what they can do. I think this Atari box is going to be pretty sweet. So also
Sweet.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. So, oh yeah, we got Jim Bodini in there. I love him. He's so awesome.
Oh, he's cool, dude.
Yeah. So, what do you got going
next
else?
piece of news is something that I'm pretty excited about, and this is getting a shit ton of hate. But
What is
Ready
that?
Player One, the trailer came out this week.
Oh, well, actually, another trailer because they had a teaser trailer, right?
Right.
I love it.
I do too. I
think
don't
it's
know.
great. I haven't seen any hate. Where are you?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Everyone's hating on the book because it's I don't know.
I mean, he's got to do whatever he's got to do.
I love the
I mean,
book.
the second book is garbage, and I don't think he's
They're not
I don't
related,
think
but
Hey,
I don't-
don't say that because he might be a guest on this show.
he is going to be a guest on the show. So
I don't care. His book's garbage, but Ready Player One's good.
we'll just Mark. We'll just
Yeah, this never happened.
We just want to invite Dan to the.
Well, have you guys freaking read Armada? It's a piece of shit.
Hey,
No.
Flat
dude,
out.
dude,
It's a terrible.
You gotta stuff a sock in it. You know,
Nah,
seriously.
it's true.
Ernie.
You find me one person that likes the book Armada. and
Maybe
I'll
you
be
should
blown
just start
away.
ripping apart Ritchie Knucklez while he's here too.
Richie, let me get going on this guy. Hold on. So, Ready Player One trailer came out. I don't know. I'm really actually not going to be negative about it because it looks pretty good to me. I don't know. It's not like they threw Brad Pitt in this movie just to get a big
Well,
name
dude, it's
associated with
Spielberg.
it. It looks great.
It's Spielberg. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it should be okay.
What else you got in the news there, Dan?
I'm going to let you make the next announcement here about Arcade Radio attending an upcoming event. So if you'd like to take over for that, I'd love to turn it over to you for the announcement.
Okay, so Arcade Radio has officially decided that they would participate in Grinkfest, and luckily, the proprietor of Grinker's Grand Palace, Steve, has been gracious enough to promote us and to make us a part of it. And we're just to be clear, we're participating. We're going to do a live show, and we will be on premise for at least an hour, and then we are going to host a side tournament, and that is yet to be announced, but we have some great ideas about what's going to come about that, and Steve is agreed to be on the show in 2 weeks, so look to the show in 2 weeks, and we will have him on, and we'll do a little Grinkfest promotional, and we'll talk about what Arcade Radio will actually be doing when we're on site. But I've already booked my hotel room. Mark's
Mention
in.
to him if you would for me.
What's that, dude?
Mention to him that mention to the Grinkers guy that I want to come out.
We will do that. You should come out.
Just come out with us, Richie. It's only a couple $100. Come on out, pal.
Yep.
I want to come in the worst way.
Oh, it'll be so cool.
Oh,
That's what she said.
yeah.
So, so look for Arcade Radio out there, and we're really excited. This is the first time we've been out to Grinkfest. If any of you are listening right now and you are arcade heads and you want to actually participate in a legit tournament, now I'm not talking about the side tournament that we're going to be hosting. I'm talking about Grinkfest. I'm talking about Chris Gack. I'm talking about them hosting one of the nation's biggest arcade tournaments in Idaho and Idaho. So you got to come up. You got to check it out. Come on over, join us, be part of the crowd. It's going to be an awesome thing. So
I will be eating Smoky Mountain Pizza and eating breakfast at Joe Mama's. So I'm very pumped about that.
Oh yeah, I'll meet you there. That sounds fun.
yeah, let's
delish.
that sounds awesome. I'm looking really I'm so excited to it because this is like the first event that we are going to like converge at. Speaking of which, this weekend I will be going to a different event called 2D Con here in Minneapolis. It's at the Radisson South. I'm sorry,
The girl from what the heck was that show?
Boy, that would have been funny if you got right on there. But no, so it's not that. It's actually a gaming convention here in town. It's at the Doubletree in Bloomington, and I'll be there.
Facts of life. That's it. Tune in for
Hey,
the facts of life.
are you dressing up in your brony outfit there,
My what now?
Adam? Your little horse outfit? Are you going to go up there?
I don't have a horse outfit. I have a costume for Greatest American Hero, though, I could wear.
All right. So you're dressing up what, like the unicorn? Which
No.
one?
What unicorn? What are you talking about?
Well, I thought you were dressing up. I thought you were.
Narwhal. That's
Yeah, are you
Narwhal.
It's a game. It's
Richie and I saw you in the Narwhal outfit, and we're just wondering if you're
It's-
going to show
it's
up in
not
that
a-
and hang out with your other bros at the convention.
it's a gaming convention. Like what?
Oh, gaming. I got you.
Yeah.
Clarity.
Remind me to kick you in the nuts the next time I see you. All right. So that's all I got. That's the well, maybe Dan should say it. That's
That's it.
I have some big news I've been saving for your show.
Oh shit.
Oh
Let it
wait,
go.
we got another
This
news
is
article.
the appropriate time. Let
Wait,
it fly,
wait,
brother.
wait for it.
I've been saving it. I haven't announced it to anyone. I was saving it for you guys.
Excellent. What's going on?
The Kong Off 6 is going to be in Banning, California in March of 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Nice. Let's go.
Yep. Banning, California at Arcade Expo the weekend of 16, 17, 18 in March of 2018. And then 1 year later, back at my arcade in Flemington, I'm ending it. The last Kong Off will be Kong Off 7 back in Flemington, New Jersey.
Nice.
Oh, that's sad.
That is sad.
You got to get to at least 10, dude.
Yeah.
My life has taken so many twists and turns, and it's an event that I really basically do myself. It's an event that should be 15 to 20 people running, but instead I'm a pain in the ass to work for. So it's hard to keep it going. I got to move on. I was going to make it the last one, this one, 6, but John Weeks, who runs Arcade Expo, is a good friend, and he asked me if he could please host one of them before I end. So we're going to stick him in for the 6th, and then on the 7th one will be the last one at my place.
Oh, my God.
Man, that's awesome. I mean, after this, you could just pick like a different arcade game like Wacko, and then you can have the Wacko Off.
The whack.
Yeah.
Well, the whack off.
Say that. I just bought 7 Jack the Giant Killers.
7.
What? I've never even seen one.
I just bought 7 Jack the Giant Killers.
So you can have a Jack Off.
The jack.
A jack off and a whack off.
Oh my God! I'm gonna have to to bleep the entire show.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Richie, you're my kind of guest pal. Anytime you come on back.
My daughter's 10, and she's the one that told me skip Wacko and go for Jacko. And Wackos are a lot harder to find than Jack the Giant Killer.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
You know what? I have a Wacko. I only have one, but think about it. Maybe we should combine Wacko and Jack the Giant Killer, so it's a whack and jack off.
Oh my God!
A Wacko Jacko and feature Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you could also throw a
We can do a Moonwalker off.
That's exactly.
There you go.
A walk off. I don't know about that.
There's so many possibilities.
Oh my God! So,
all right, boys, that's it for the news. I got to go get another beer. So over to you, Mark.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Back to the Cade with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey guys, step into my time machine as I take you back to August 10th, 1981, which is only a mere 1,136,073,600 seconds ago.
Nah.
And if you're curious, that was also 18,934,560 minutes ago, or 315,576 hours ago, or 13,000 days and some change, or the classic 36 years ago.
36 years is good.
Are we trying to kill time or something?
I know, right?
What do you mean kill time? That was a joke. That was a pun. We're killing time.
No, so this segment is where we talk about something arcade related that happened on this date, and then somewhere in the 80s, typically.
All right.
Well, so 2 days from now in 1981, the IBM PC was released. It was $1,500. It had 16K of RAM, no disk drives, and 4-color CGA graphics.
Hot.
CGA though, huh? Maybe you can get one of those monitors.
Well, pretty much everything that we own has CGA, right?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's see. At the box office, Arthur with Dudley Moore was #1 last week, and this week Raiders of the Lost Ark regained the #1 spot.
Hot. Greatest movie ever. Next to Smokey and the Bandit.
I agree. I don't like that they've renamed it. I don't like that it's called Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's bull.
not.
It's just Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's like when they renamed Star Wars. That was just bullshit. They can't.
It's
whatever.
just called Star Wars.
It's just Star Wars. It's not Star Wars: A New Hope. I don't know.
Well, it's been a new hope for a long time.
August 1st, 1981, MTV went on the air. MTV creator John Lack introduced the show by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll." The first selection was "Video Killed the Radio Star" from the Buggles.
Yeah.
Love that song.
And then Pat Benatar's "You Better Run" was the second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that there was only 800,000 cable TV subscribers in the United States. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Huh.
Cable was like not accessible to everybody.
That's weird.
It's like everybody having a PC. I was in the post office the other day, and there was a woman there, and she was, mailing something, and she wanted to make sure it got there, and so she was paying all this extra money to get like insurance and all, and like a response back, and she didn't have a computer in her house still,
So was she using a flip phone or something?
Yeah, no, dude, she didn't have a flip phone. That's how bad it was.
Dial-up?
No, seriously.
That's great. And let's go to the top 5 songs in August 10th, 1981. Number 5
wait,
was Elvira by the...
Are you kidding me? We're not ready for this.
Yeah, we're moving.
You're moving fast. You're moving too fast.
No, this is...
That song I purposely put in my coworker's head every day.
Wait a second now.
Elvira.
Wait, so let's do this a cappella.
No, hell no.
Why not?
Because then it'll be in my head.
Well, it already is in your head. You were saying part of it.
No, but I'm already down to Jesse's Girl and all that. I'm looking at another.
Yeah, you're jumping ahead there.
You can't jump ahead. This is Mark's segment. You got to let him do what he's got to do. So, if we're going to do...
What song did you say we should do a cappella?
Wait, here we go.
Elvira.
Well, that's terrible. That's like a live version.
Wow, that sounded like somebody's cassette
Hey guys, I'm Carly Kloss, and I just created my own website.
Shut up, Carly Kloss.
Oh my God, what is that? Like an ad.
Do you guys have any sound clips? You guys use sound clips from that Bishop of Battle? That would be a good movie to use sound clips from.
Yeah, that sounds good. But let's skip this ad. Well, I was just trying to find a good copy of. Here we go. Everybody sing a cappella.
Oh my God, it's like a nightmare.
Elvira!
All of the Oak Ridge
on fire! Elvira!
Yeah, Elvira!
The metal version.
Let me just ask you a question. How does the Oak Ridge Boys get in the Hot 100?
Well, that song's like an earworm, man.
Awesome.
Crossovers.
Yeah. So what's the next one?
It's "I Don't Need You" by Kenny Rogers. Okay, that's enough.
Okay, so I'm a little curious. It's the Hot 100.
I didn't realize country.
Yeah, no,
I didn't realize country had a lot.
I know. There.
I don't need flowers in
There was no other ballads out in August 1981, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this next one, it will set the tone as to why all these other hits are at like 5, 4, 3, and
That's right. This
whatever.
one pushed it off. The theme from The Greatest American Hero, believe it or not, was number
3. Sorry about that. It was a little loud.
47 here.
I bought that Greatest American Hero. I bought that 45. I love that song so much.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I love the
dude.
TV show.
I was like 15, but I bought that. I actually had the 45. I love that song.
I have that 45.
Believe it or not,
yep.
I'm walking on air.
Here we go. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never
Walking on
could feel so
free.
So I have that in my jukebox today. I love that. Yeah.
Nice.
I just got my second jukebox yesterday.
Really? What do you got? What model?
I got one. I have a Seaberg in the back, but I just got an AMI.
Nice.
Classy.
What do you got?
And I got tons and tons of 7-inches, but hardcore 7 inches.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Don't even go there.
I got a 7-inch for you.
7. I know what 7 inches looks like.
Speaking of 7 inches, what's the next track, Mister?
Black and 7 inches, Richie.
So Lionel Richie gave us the Brooke Shields movie Tearjerker, excuse me, Endless Love.
This episode is so lost.
That's freaking Lionel Richie. I had no idea he did that.
In my life.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a Jamaican accent here.
That's right.
He dances on the ceiling.
He was running in the night.
Get off the ceiling.
My first love. Okay, so I got to ask you guys a question about this. Do you remember the show Putting on the Hits?
Sure.
Yes.
So there was a lip sync show back in the day called Putting on the Hits, and there was a dude that came out and did this song by himself as Lionel Richie and Diana Ross, and he would flip around.
Yep, I remember he was a black guy.
It was so awesome. It was so awesome. Like, okay, anyway, what is the number one song?
Number one song, Rick Springfield of daytime TV, Jesse's Girl.
Oh, Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse is a friend.
Jesse is a friend. Oh, yeah.
Mine. But lately something's changed. It ain't hard to find.
Jesse's got himself a girl, and I want to make her mine.
I love it.
I love the fact that he could actually wiggle the word moot in that song.
I know. Like,
moot.
Who uses moot in a song?
The point is probably moot.
As a kid, I had no idea what he was saying.
Right. I think he meant mute, because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
There was an SNL episode, like a skit once where they said, the question is moot. I think it had Jesse Jackson or something in it, and that's when I learned that word. Story over.
Story is end of line. Oh my gosh. It was good. That was very good.
Yeah. And do you have any listener calls?
Let me just check. It would appear we have one in one. Damn it.
Why do we always just have one?
We just have one. Oh.
Callers.
I'm guessing who it's. I'm guessing. I know who it's gonna be.
Somebody related to you?
Yeah,
it's gonna be Bob.
All right, let's play Bob's voice. Well, let's not jump the gun. It could be somebody else.
No, it's Bob.
Hey, Arcade Ratio podcast team.
It's Bob.
Sorry about my last voicemail being cut off and all. You see, oh, by the way, it's Bob Sargent. Did I mention that? Usually I do. Anyway, what happened was I saw a $5 bill on the road across the street from me, and I just had to drop everything, including my phone, to go get it. It was just really important. So I swear, no hanging up this time. Anyway, I'd like to welcome Ritchie Knucklez to the show, and I have a serious question for him. It's about those horsey rides he's always giving Steve Wiebe in that movie, The King of Arcade. And the question is, so what do I, as Bob Zarczyk, control panel expert, got to do to get a horsey ride? You know, every time I ask someone for one, people are always giving me excuses like, well, you know, maybe later when no one's around, or that'll cost an extra $50. Or, who are you? And how did you get in my bedroom? Don't hang up and listen to the answer. You guys have a great show.
Oh, my God.
How do I get a horsey ride?
It's a good question. Richie says it's a good question.
It is a good question.
Well, that's good.
It's really good.
Go ahead, answer it.
Doesn't mean I'm going to answer it. No, it was actually just off the cuff. He was leaving to go catch his plane back home, and he said to the audience, "This is my last try," because he hadn't put up a score yet. He said, "No matter what, this is my last game." And the whole crowd, if you remember back then, it was still very fresh. Everybody thought Billy and Steve really hated each other. So he had at least 50% of the whole crowd. So he said it was his last game, and then he had to get on the airplane. And the guy's just money. Last try, he took the lead, got the highest score. And you know, it sounds really silly, but it was almost like seeing Babe Ruth hit a home run, you know, point it out and hit it. Everybody in the crowd went nuts, and I just scooped him up. And at the time, he was pretty heavy. He was pushing like 250 at the time, and I just scooped him up, and threw him on my shoulders and carried him around, and he slapped high five to everybody. And it was a good moment. We laughed our asses off. So then when we got invited to go to Denver Comic-Con, he did it again, like pointed out his shot and got the kill screen, got the highest score in the tournament. And I threw him up on my shoulders again. And this time, I guess he gained a few pounds. My legs sort of buckled.
Oh, no.
But I got him up there.
Yeah, baby.
That's awesome.
That is
yeah,
awesome.
It was fun. And it's something that you'll always look back on, 100 years from now, when they're looking back at, what was the whole excitement of Donkey Kong and why did they have these big tournaments for Donkey Kong? People still talk about that I threw Steve on my shoulders and carried him around. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Speaking of which, before we move on to questions for Mr. Knuckles here, I forgot to tell you guys that the Billy Mitchell, Walter Day pilot episode of Chasing Games is out and up for your viewing pleasure. And anyone who doesn't know what it is, your pleasure. Billy and...
Want me to give you some inside scoop?
Yeah,
do it. Sure.
Yeah.
Walter Day today, right now, is in Finland. He is in Finland.
He missed India by a long way, though. Did anyone tell him that?
Yeah, but he's in Finland. They paid him to go to Finland because of his trading cards.
Are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
I am not kidding.
Oh my God, that's
this
awesome.
Is information. I mean, I just got off the phone with him today, and he's in Finland, and he's there promoting the trading card set.
That's awesome.
Good for him.
I'm like number 2,691. That's all I know. So
I couldn't believe that Finland, they paid for everything for him to go there and promote the trading cards.
Oh my God, that's so cool. That's so cool. I think a guy from Finland bought one of my arcade games. What do you guys think? Moving on to the interview or what?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
We'll get him.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Ritchie Knucklez.
Pole position's my game.
Well, I kind of guessed that. I picked a few games that I thought were relevant. So we rolled on a little bit.
Yeah, that's my game.
Space Invaders.
Did you see the video I put on YouTube of me putting out and showing people how to do the trick that I didn't even know was real until about a year ago?
No, I didn't see that. Tell us where to find it.
Look it up on YouTube.
All right.
There's a pole position bug. Pole position 2, though. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Pole position 2.
Okay.
If you play the test track,
yeah,
on your qualifying lap, you pass through right after you would qualify. So meaning you don't go into the second race. You have another chance to get around. You get around a second time. If you can get in and just coast in on 0, it gives you pole position plus another 10,000 points.
Wow.
What?
That's amazing.
And that was something I heard as a kid, like an urban legend. When I was out in California and I had a day before my flight went back, the guys actually booked me as Ritchie Knucklez, which is not my real last name, so I couldn't get home.
Oh, my God.
And I was stuck in California, so I played pole position all day long trying to figure out this urban legend that this would happen because I was misinformed on how to do it. But I tried every little thing I could, and when I did it, I was like a little kid on Christmas, jumping around, screaming, I did it! I fucking did it! Sorry, I did it!
Well, we're starting to get questions.
It's on you. I put it on YouTube how you do it if you guys want to try it.
We'll check it out. So I'm going to start out the question because in the film, we watched your film, obviously. And there was some... I got some more questions now we've been talking to you tonight, but this question in particular is somewhere near the end of the film, I noticed that there is a legitimate Twin Galaxy sign in your window. And I want to know, one, is that original? And did it come from a Tumwa?
Well, I created that. That is not original. I created that because there's a movie called Man vs. Snake.
We know about
Man
that.
vs. Snake. They asked me to do all of the filming at my arcade to make it look like the original Twin Galaxies arcade.
Awesome.
So all of the really good money shots of them zooming in on Tim McVeigh's back as a young kid, that's all my arcade.
Oh my God.
Nice.
That is so friggin' cool. I love it.
I built that sign from photographs and put that in the window for Man vs. Snake to make it appear to be the original Twin Galaxies arcade.
So
I had about four photos to go from. So I got all the games and I put them in just like the original Twin Galaxies was set up.
So awesome. So a tangential question. What did Walter think when he saw that thing?
Was that again?
What did Walter Day think when he actually saw that photo or that sign?
When he actually saw, he was there. He's been to my arcade a few times. He was there when I was making it. So he got to see me create this original sign.
Oh my God. He must have been just floored. Did he think that's exactly how it looked? So.
Yeah, he was completely just so honored that I would go out of my way to do all that. And I don't own that anymore. I gave that to a friend of mine to put in his game room because he the arcade all the time and just felt it would be a good gift. So a friend of mine has that on his wall at his arcade.
Sweet.
Home arcade.
Mark, you got a question for this guy?
I do, and I am not reading this, I swear. Hey, so in your youth, what nearby arcade was the biggest draw for you, and like what games did you play the most there?
I'm really having a hard time hearing you. Could you repeat that one more time?
Sure thing. So like when you were a kid, what was the nearby arcade that was the biggest draw for you, and what games did you play there?
Oh, okay. Of course, when I was a kid, I just turned 49 2 days ago. So
congratulations.
When I was a kid, the arcade games were everywhere. It wasn't like you had to go to the arcade. They were in every pizza place. They were in every, even a Blockbuster Video had arcade games in it. But I was able to ride my bike to a place that sold CB radios, believe it or not.
Citizen Band.
CB Radio Exchange. Donkey Kong there, and it was a bike ride for me. Next to there was a pizza place, and they had a Crazy Kong. So back and forth, if the CB radio place was closed, I'd go play Crazy Kong at the pizza place. But I would, of course, prefer Donkey Kong, so we would hang out at that radio place. The CB radio guy loved how much we were into it, that we drive all the way over there. He actually got in a bunch of other games for us. So he had a mini arcade in the CB Radio Exchange place. So that was really where I was on Donkey Kong. I was able to get 400,000 or 500,000 in Donkey Kong way back when. And I saw a friend of mine get the kill screen back when I was a child. And we just thought, now think about it. We didn't think it was a kill screen. We thought that the game glitched.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything to us. We just thought, we never thought that if you did it again, that would happen again.
Right.
We just thought his game ended because the game glitched.
Yeah.
That's what Weeby said too. That's
Weeby said the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, being 49 and reliving all these memories, when I watched The King of Kong and they talked about that Billy Mitchell was the first person to the kill screen and all that, I'm like, bullshit. He was just the first person that Walter knew went to the kill screen.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So we know that you gave a little bit of your background in the documentary, but can you tell the audience a little bit about where you grew up and how you got into arcades?
All I caught was you want to know about where I grew up.
Yep. So
Yeah,
in the
and,
documentary, you gave a little background on your life, but can you tell everybody in our listening audience a little bit more about you, like where you grew up and
I grew up in central New Jersey.
Yeah.
A town called Piscataway. There was a bowling alley in Greenbrook, which is about 40 minutes on a bike, 10 minutes driving. And we would ride our bikes up to the bowling alley when we really knew we had the whole day. And there they had, oh my God, they had Space Invaders. They had Monaco GP. They had Atari Football.
Oh, yeah.
They had Starhawk, which I loved Starhawk.
I remember that.
And that was the place where I was I maxed out Monaco GP. I got all 9s as a kid. I got 400,000 or 500,000 on Donkey Kong. We played X's and O's all the time. I got Space Invaders to the point that I could play it forever. And just those games were the games that I grew up on. Phoenix, they had a Phoenix. I turned it over. I was the first person to get $1 million on Phoenix that we know about, of course. Who knows how many people out there did it, but I was able to turn over Phoenix, which took close to 12 hours.
Wow.
But yeah, strike and spare lanes. And Monaco GP was probably the game that I was obsessed with. I was obsessed with that game. I would go home and dream about playing Monaco GP.
That's cool, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Mark, what do you got next?
Oh, yeah. So, I've got one of these like hypotheticals. Okay. If you're on a deserted island and you can only choose 5 arcade games, what would they be?
Pole position for sure. Monaco GP. Pro. Because I still haven't got 10,000 yet on the Pro. The Pro version, I don't know if you know. Pro Monaco, there's only a few of them out there. I only know of 2 in the world. But it is Monaco GP, exactly the same, except you can get past 9999. It goes all the way up to what? 99999.
Oh, wow.
And let's see. How many more? Monaco, Pro Monaco, pole position. I'd have to say Berserk. Joe West guy in Berserk. And 2 pinballs. Metallica pinball and The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz is a great pinball machine, man. I agree.
I got to get one.
Yep.
So
if there's a spare, I'd want to put Cyclone pinball in there too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. So I'm gonna shift gears here a little bit, Richie. In the documentary, clearly you've got a following for your musical career as well, and I just wanted to find out. Tell us a little bit about your music career and what bands inspired you to get into music.
Oh, great question. I love talking about music because not a lot of people even know that music is even more important to me than arcade games is. The band, I'd say, as growing up when I was a little kid, I got into the heavy metal just like everybody else did, like Motley Crue and all that.
Yep.
So Motley Crue as a young kid, I'd say, even though it doesn't really hold it didn't stand the test of time for me. Like now I don't listen to Motley Crue. But when I was a kid, that really had a lot to do with it. Iron Maiden, of course. And then somebody took me to go see Suicidal Tendencies when I was 15, everything.
Yeah.
So then it became Suicidal Tendencies. It became Bad Religion. It became The Descendants and all. And then Faith No More broke right when my band got signed and we were touring. So I loved Faith No More. So I'd say a mix between Motley Crue, Faith No More, and then the straight up just West Coast punk like Bad Religion and all Descendants like that.
So
Angel Dust is like a highly underrated album too, man. That's a great album.
Everything Faith No More did, I know every single word to every song. I love Faith No More.
So let me ask you a question about a Minnesota band called The Replacements. Have you heard of them?
Oh, of course.
And is there a favorite album by The Replacements you have?
No, I've never gave them a fair listen because they were a little bit on the new wave side to me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So I can't really give you an honest opinion because I never gave them a fair listen. If I should go back and give them a better listen.
No, that's cool. We so we just have a connection because they're local and whatever. But I just thought maybe if you'd heard of them, cool. So we also had the Husker Du here, and we got some local bands, the Suburbs, and some other bands. But
yeah, the Husker Don'ts.
That's a great name. One of my friends is in a band now called Joy Subtraction.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
Look them up. They're good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Joy Subtraction.
Are they so anyway, there's two records you should get if you don't have them. They're by The Replacements. I think you might enjoy them. Let It Be, 1984, features hits like Gary's Got a Boner, and Pleased to Meet Me, 1987, which is probably their 2 most popular albums. Anyway, give them a shot. But I loved what I saw in the documentary.
I will.
And I thought, dude, you got some chops. And I loved your version of Pac-Man Fever, for crying out loud. We just had Buckner on, and he had to
Dude,
love that.
You want to hear something that'll give you a fucking boner? I'm waiting.
Go on.
Yes.
Do you want to hear something that will give you a boner?
Go on.
Yes.
Maybe.
My good buddy Jerry Buckner.
Yeah.
Got to hear your first version of Pac-Man Fever.
Mm-hmm.
He liked it so much, he invited me down to his studio, gave me, which I still have in my possession, gave me the original tapes of Pac-Man Fever.
Oh, wow.
So I was able to take them into my home studio and separate the vocals from the drums, from the bass. I could listen to each one separately by itself. And then I took Mr. Garcia, who unfortunately has passed. I took his vocals tools and was able to speed them up a little bit so that in the last version of Pac-Man Fever that we did, he is posthumously singing with me.
Awesome.
Dude, that's cool.
That is so cool. I want a copy of that really bad.
Jerry's promise, he made me promise to never give them to anybody and let anybody hear them. But of course, over the phone, I would play it for you so you could just hear it over the phone, what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a treat.
But Jerry made me swear I would never share them with anyone, like, post them online or anything.
Wow.
Play it.
Hear the outtakes and hear them in the background, like talking while singing, and talking while the bass is going. It was like I was back in the studio 30 years ago. It was so crazy.
That's so awesome. I mean, and we got to say, loving having you as a guest, but Jerry Buckner he was such a treat. The guy can tell a story, so. Oh
yeah. He's such a good guy too. He recently was at a show somewhere. I don't know what the name of the show was, but it was in Georgia or somewhere. And he called me specifically to say, where the freak are you? Why aren't you here? I came here to see you.
That's awesome, man.
I think he was at Southern Fried Gaming Expo.
And my second bragging thing, I wasn't invited back after the first year I was there, and I didn't get to go back. But Jerry actually went thinking I was going to be there because he wanted to freaking party again.
Oh, that's great.
To these things, and I party. I get freaking crazy. So he enjoys that. We did, I don't know if you knew this, but we did an impromptu version of Pac-Man Fever, me and Jerry, at one of those shows. It might have been that one you're talking about.
That would be so cool. That would be awesome.
I have it somewhere on video of Jerry playing the piano, this guy George playing the guitar, and me singing it. And it was just like without practice. We never practiced. It was pretty good.
So I have a question from the audience. Aaron Sanders says he'd like to know your best arcade grab and your favorite game of all time. I think Monaco GP might be that, but your best arcade grab.
I would have to say either Monaco GP the Pro, or I have in existence. I have a Monaco GP cocktail.
Nice. What? I love that.
And it's so odd to look at. It's hideous looking.
It is.
But
it's got
all
like
in Japanese. There's no English on it, and there's a bubble, like a black bubble that comes out of the top. That is the monitor.
It's weird because it's like half the cocktail is for your drink, and half of it is for the monitor.
Exactly. There's more room for your drink than there is for the monitor. Absolutely.
That is great.
Yeah, those are probably my two best grabs.
Right.
Or another good grab was I got an environmental disc of Tron for $50.
Oh my God! Now you're just bragging. Now you're just bragging. So.
Oh yeah,
Mark.
You're breaking up. Did you hear that?
Yeah, we got that.
We got it.
$50. That's not even fair, man.
That's not fair.
$50, but for an environmental one, which that blows my mind.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay, so. I know you've got King of Arcades hitting the street next month in September on DVD. Is that true?
I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
Okay, so King of Arcades is hitting the street next month on DVD, right?
King of Arcades next month.
DVD.
If I'm hearing you correctly. Yeah, well, basically what happened was Sean came out here. We sold 5,000 copies. Well, it hasn't been on Netflix yet because we're still selling at least one a day. He sold out of the original 5,000. He said, instead of just pressing it exactly, let's reissue it again with a bonus DVD with 2 hours movie, 2 hours of where I'm at today.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to be buying that, I think.
That sounds good.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and I have the 2 hours of the footage that he shot in the last 6 months. We've been together doing it again, and I enjoy the bonus footage more than I enjoy the movie.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of good stuff. Like he's showing the new warehouse. He's showing all the crazy shit that I'm working on, and it's going to be a really good addition. So the people that bought it the first time, you know, most likely if they like the movie are going to want to get it again. So I think it was a pretty smart marketing plan. But again, Sean Tiedemann is the whole vehicle behind the King of Arcade series. I just let him film what I'm doing, and he runs with the ball.
Nice. Hey, so I was just curious, what is it that you like is your motivation for what you know, who you are, you know, where you live? Like what exactly is it that drives you? Like, do you have like a mantra or something?
Again, you're breaking up like crazy. I
No
can't
problem.
hear you much, but what I get from that is what drives me.
Right.
What drives you?
Okay. What drives me are my kids. I have a 10-year-old daughter, my only biological daughter. Her name is Faith, and she loves the arcade so much. She comes to work with me every single day, and just making her proud and giving her something that she could have when she gets older. She's super smart kid. She was the president of her class, 4th grade. She wrote this whole story they put on the wall of the school, basically what she wants to do when she gets older. She had said, my father has cancer and my father's beating it. He's doing good, so let's not dwell on that. But in the story, she says, I want to be a scientist so I can cure cancer and save my grandpa. And if that doesn't work out, I'm going to run my dad's arcade.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
I fucking love that. So she works with me every day, and she really is into it. She knows how to work on pinballs. She knows how to work on arcade games. She's following in my footsteps. That's what she wants to do. So I have to make this business lucrative so I can at least pay her a salary as well.
That's pretty awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that. That's cool to get your kids involved. That's I love getting my daughter involved too. She's huge into joust, so we have this tradition. Pretty much every Saturday, we'll come down, fire up the arcade, and just joust together.
Yeah, she's good at Donkey Kong. She's good at I can't even touch her when it comes to Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and all that, and Marvel vs. Capcom. She destroys me in all those games. Oh, Nibbler. That's her new game.
Oh,
she's
cool.
able. She just passed 70,000, which I can't even come close.
That's cool.
Oh man, don't tell Todd or Trey. Yeah.
For not using patterns, like she doesn't have patterns, she just plays a freestyle. According to Tim McVeigh, 70,000 is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, who the hell's Todd?
Yeah, I thought it was. I can't get that.
Sweet.
All right, well, let's play a quick game here. Do the name game. So I'm going to give you a name, and you give me your first initial thoughts, the first thing that comes to your mind.
One word only. One word only.
One word only.
One word only?
Yep.
One word only. First thing that comes to my mind.
Yep, you ready?
I'm ready.
Billy Mitchell.
Hot sauce. That's the words.
That's
Sauce.
fine. That's good enough.
How about Walter Day?
Oh, my God. Tighty Whities. That's 2 words.
I don't even want to know where that came from.
You have to hear that story, but...
All right, throw it out
I can
there
tell
real
you...
quick.
If you give me the rest of them, and then I'll tell you the hot sauce story and the underwear story.
All right, Weeby. Steve Weeby. Next one.
Oh, the shoulder ride. Damn, I can't get one word.
2 words. 2 words is fine.
Piggyback.
Piggyback.
That's 2 words too.
Hyphenated. It's a word. All right, let's just skip right to it. Let's just skip right to it. Let's get right to these stories because I'm intrigued. Let's hear the hot sauce story first.
All right, hot sauce story. Bill Mitchell's hot sauce is not very readily available. there is a grocery store chain in the East Coast that's huge. It's called ShopRite. I happen to be very good friends with the CEO of ShopRite. I talked him into having a sit down with Billy and I about getting Ricky's hot sauce in all ShopRites across the entire East Coast.
Oh, wow.
That would have made Billy Mitchell a millionaire overnight. It would have made me probably close to a half a millionaire overnight if we were to go through with this. We sit down with, just like a scene in The Sopranos. We go to an Italian restaurant, we sit down, we have pasta, we have calamari, and they explain to Billy how it's going to work. I can't really say exactly what went on, but Billy Mitchell left the meeting white as a ghost.
Huh.
We did not move forward with the deal.
Oh.
Wow. So they were trying to screw him over.
Let's just say New Jersey's a whole different animal. New Jersey's a lot different than anywhere else. So we, of course, didn't go any further. So that's the hot sauce story.
All right, go on. I'm ready for
the underwear story about Walter Day. I had to share a hotel with him.
Nice.
And he was meditating.
Oh my God.
And I walked in the room in the middle of the day while he was meditating, and he was trying to levitate. You know, with the whole crossing your legs thing. And he had on a pair of tighty whities that were not so tighty. And you know, old men, what happened to their testicles when they get older?
You mean right now?
Every time I see Walter, I just see him in nothing but his Lucy whities. And seeing you ever see that movie Old Grandpa or Bad Grandpa or something, the Jackass guys?
Oh yeah.
I think you know where I'm going.
Oh my God. All right, so we have a question from the audience. How much input did Adam F. Goldberg have in the King of Kong arcade documentary?
King of Arcade.
Again, it was hard to hear, but you said, what did he have to do with it? Is that what you said?
How much input did Adam F. Goldberg have in the King of King of Arcade documentary?
Okay, I'll answer as best I can. I don't know why, but used to watch my web show, and he knew a scary amount of information about me. And when Sean announced that this movie was coming out,
we just got a break there. Is he still with us?
Still connected.
Yeah.
He's going to bust out.
No, it'll just come back real quick. Google errors out. It's garbage.
Oh, he's stuck.
He's still saying out.
We lost him.
He's still connected. I see him down there.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's connected.
Hey, Richie, if you can still hear us, maybe disconnect and reconnect?
Hey, Richie, if you're back, man, when you come back after it does that goofy little error thing, it auto mutes you and auto disables your video. So you got to move your mouse around and turn off the little muter thing.
I can probably unmute him.
Oh, that's a bummer, man. That was right in the middle of the story. That was funny.
Well, you know what? It's good. If he reconnects, we can just ask him the same question. Yeah, that's messed up.
Technical issues.
Welcome to the future.
Well,
hey, you guys could hear me, right? Like, I was yelling, but...
Yeah, there he goes. He's back.
I got two of them now.
Yeah, I got two Richies.
Only one can talk, trust me.
There, one goes away. All right, Richie, unmute yourself. You're on mute there, pal. I can see on your little icon there.
You're muted.
You're no good to us muted there.
I think I'm back.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So
we're
sorry. I told you I couldn't hear you.
Wait a
I've
second.
been struggling like a mofo to understand anything you guys say.
Oh,
That's
sorry,
right.
dude.
Sometimes we
Is
have
it
to have
better
people
now?
reconnect. So before we get going, let's ask that question again. Aaron Sanders says he'd like to know, or I think it was Aaron Sanders. He said something about
Georgia Gamer.
Well, who is it?
Georgia Gamer asking about Adam F. Goldberg.
Then you asked the question.
Yeah, how much input did Adam F. Goldberg have on King of Arcade?
Oh, did you hear anything I talked about? The whole answer with Adam Goldberg?
No.
Nope. So yeah, do the whole thing over.
Oh, that sucks. I was going on for a while. The good news is I can hear you guys a hell of a lot better now.
Oh, good.
Good. Adam Goldberg contacted cold before the movie even started, said he was a big fan of what I do because I used to have a web show and a lot of things, videos that we did. And we became friends. And when Sean announced the movie, he contacted us immediately and said he wanted to help.
Nice.
That was, to me, amazing. I've spoken to him on the phone a couple times. Sean actually went out to Hollywood and visited the set of the Goldbergs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you got to get on
we
there.
were supposed to, we were supposed to have Pac-Man Fever on the Goldbergs, but unfortunately, Jerry Buckner's people, his manager, after swearing they would not kibosh the deal, his manager asked for too much money and they couldn't use it.
That's too bad.
Which crushed me because I told everybody on the planet that my song was going to be on the Goldbergs, and then last minute they couldn't come to a financial agreement. I even surrendered all my royalties. I said, I don't want a penny. You guys could have it all. But by that time, it was too late.
No. That's no good.
And I would never say anything bad about Jerry. I love Jerry. But Jerry called me probably every day for a week apologizing for having that happen.
Oh, that's too bad.
It was really bad. I was crushed.
So I'm going to ask you.
What under the bridge?
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that you don't have to answer, but I want to just kind of ask a couple of questions because they're curious on my mind from the documentary. One, and the documentary, they sort of played up your medical condition. You have some sort of lesion that you, and it says, and I wanted to know, is it still with you or looming threat, and how do you deal with that on a daily basis?
Why that? And again, I didn't really think that was a wise decision to put that in the film because I get asked that a lot. It's basically an arachnoid cyst. I get migraines, severe migraines. Like I had one yesterday. It hinders everything. I can't work when I have a migraine. Yeah. It's a bag of water that's right behind my eye, and it's inoperative. Forgive me if I'm not using the proper. They can't operate it on it because I would probably lose my vision.
Yeah.
So it's just there. And of course, the doctor said I should monitor it and go in there every year and see if I should have a stent put in to drain it. But I'm like an ostrich with his head in the sand. I just live every single day like it was my last.
So that's good. So it kind of motivates you to be who you are, to live the way you live, and to do the stuff like you do every day. So, and that's good. I mean, like people need to live their lives, like every day is their last. But I that doesn't mean go jump in front of, or jump out of a plane whenever you want to, no, don't put yourself in danger. But you should actually, take some chances in your life. So, and that kind of led you to where you are. So tell us how that motivated you to put the arcade up and how that's doing for you today.
Well, it 100% was the reason why I quit my day job. I used to be a union pipe fitter, and the money was good. Don't get me wrong. It was nice to have anything I wanted. I was single, and I decided that I didn't want to waste another second again for money. Like you can't put it up. If I only have a month to live, how much can you put, how many Bitcoins is an hour of your life worth, So I definitely live for the moment. And
absolutely,
I just like you said, and there isn't a time since I quit my day job, I have not had a single person tell me what to do. And for some reason, I have a problem with authority. If I get pulled over by the cops, I'm just like, give me the fucking ticket and let me go. You know?
Yeah.
I just don't like authority. So I have a problem with that. So it actually works really well for me because I don't have to answer to anyone. I got divorced was partly that reason, because my ex-wife would, you know, the honey-do list would get longer and longer. I don't want to do that now. So my new girlfriend's really easygoing. She gets me, and
nice.
I don't have a boss, you know? There's something to be said about if I want to, like right now, get on a plane and go to Las Vegas, I can do it. I don't have to answer to nobody. Just go and do it.
All right. I have one more question about the documentary. And that is, when the arcade shut down.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
The reason I said that is you guys said one of you guys are a cop, right?
No, none of us are cops.
No.
Thank God.
Oh, but I was eavesdropping. I thought you guys said you were cops.
No, we were talking about a cop that beat down one of us. But we're
yeah.
I was trying to get you guys going, but it didn't work.
my stepdad is a cop, if that helps at all.
Dave
was trying to get you guys going.
Dave from Buffalo's a cop.
My joke failed.
Oh no, but we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Okay, I have one more question, and this is a little bit deeper question. So the arcade shuts down in the documentary, and it's like this pivotal moment in the documentary. We're hoping to see you come out. But, it's interesting. We don't really ever understand exactly why the arcade shuts down in the documentary.
One of the reasons why I don't really promote the documentary as much, because there's a lot of things I don't like about it. Don't get me wrong. If you ever hear this, it's great. And I love you. You're the greatest. But there's so many things I would have done differently if I was able to edit.
Okay.
And you are absolutely right. It's kind of vague as to why.
Yeah.
The only thing I could say is my ex-wife did not appreciate what I was doing, had no respect for what I was doing, thought it was all a joke, and escalated me every chance she got. Like around her friends, she would call me Ms. Pac-Man, shit like that.
That's odd. That's sad.
She thought it was all a joke because she went from making $40,000 a year and me bringing home the bulk of the income to rising to be a vice president of a hospital to making $250,000 a year. So we didn't need the money. She made me close the arcade because we didn't need it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Absolutely.
She thought it was awful. She thought it was a waste of time. So because of my daughter being a baby, I did what any other father would do that's fully vested, and I tried to save the family.
Well, I think you did the right thing. And even though things changed, and things are different for you now, what's the most positive outcome of all of this? I mean, obviously your arcade is up and running. You're doing the things you love to do. You're restoring games. You're cultivating the hobby. You're doing what you want to do now, and you have somebody who supports you. Tell us what the most positive outcome of this whole thing has been for you.
I really wish the whole interview I was able to hear you like this, because I could hear you crystal clear now, and I would be a lot funnier if I was able to hear it. But that question is such a good question. My daughter, Faith, who is 10, when we got divorced, I kind of flipped out fighting, and I might have hit a few people when they arrested me, and I got in pretty big trouble. I didn't get to see my daughter for 3 months.
Oh.
3 months of my life, I was in a restraining order that I could not see my little girl.
Oh, that's terrible.
My ex-wife was telling my daughter all this bullshit about what a bad person I am.
Yeah.
I had no way of knowing if Faith was believing all this shit.
Yeah.
Those 3 months, I was suicidal. When I say suicidal, I know what it's like to taste the end of a Beretta.
Yeah. Yeah, not good.
When I guess it was 2.5 months into it, I went to my mother and I said, Mom, would you go to jail for me? And she says, it depends what it is. And I said, can we go kidnap Faith? Will you go with me? The only way I'll be able to get her out of school is if you come with me. My mom looked me in the eye and she said, absolutely. We drove to my daughter's school. My mom went inside, signed her out. They were walking out to the parking lot when the cops swarmed on us. Oh. My mom got enough time to ask Faith if she still loves me and if she believes anything her mom said. And Faith cried to her mom, to my mom, and said, I love Daddy so much. Every day, my heart aches until I get to see him again. I love him so much.
Wow.
That was what was able to get me through the next few weeks to go to court and get my daughter back.
So the positive outcome really is your love.
Positive is the bond that my 10-year-old daughter and I have is stronger. I would put it up against anybody on this fucking planet, the bond that my daughter and I have.
I love it. I love it, man. And it's so good. You know, you have this deep family root.
I love that kid.
It's so good. It's so good.
You could probably tell I'm choking up. I love that kid so much. It's an illness.
I love it. I love it. You got to love your kids, right? So that's awesome. I think, you know, you have such a great story, and I wish that it had been told exactly the way you wanted it to in the interview, but I'm glad we got a little piece of it tonight. And I just want to say, Richie, you got to plug your arcade location, your website, your phone number, your Twitter, your Tumblr, your Facebook, your MySpace, right? Whatever you got right now, let us know what you got going so that the audience can come and check it out. What do you go ahead?
Well, I am working on I'm working on the webpage right now. The webpage is going to be interactive and a lot of good stuff. The webpage is either going to be richieknucklez.com or richieknucklez.games. I got both of those, so either .games or .com. As of now, I'd say that Facebook is the best way to get in touch with me and see what we're doing. There's a Facebook page for the arcade. It's Ritchie Knucklez Arcade Games, and it's spelled, of course, Knuckles with a Z. There is no T in Richie. That's why I said I hate Lionel Richie, because he makes everybody put a fucking T in there. So it's RichieKnucklez as in zebra.
Yeah.
The website should be launched soon. Of course, there's the kingofarcades.com. You can find shit there. And there's a new movie coming out called Launch the Ball that I have the starring role in. That check out launchtheball.com.
We'll do that.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be awesome.
And of course, which we never mentioned, the song "Man vs. Snake." I wrote and performed that song. If you watch "Man vs. Snake" at the end during the race car scene, that's me.
That makes total sense now.
Oh yes,
I love it. Oh, we got to do a reunion show where we got
Man versus Snake.
We got to get Tim and Richie on at the same time.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, Tim and I are tight. I love Tim.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to shut this thing down for tonight, but I wanted to say to all the arcaders out there in the audience, thanks again for listening to the Double R's. That's Arcade Radio. Please join us on the conversation anytime. We're at arcaderadio.com, Arcade Radio, that's RCADE radio.com. Email us at react@arcaderadio.com. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, iTunes.
Guys, you got to do me a favor and have me back on.
Oh, we are going to do that.
Yeah,
we're going to do that. Leave a.
You didn't even get half of what I had to offer, man. I was very low key tonight.
Oh, we're looking forward to having you back on. So, anyone have questions? Leave a voicemail on the line 612-548-GAME, and follow us on all those places I said. Follow us and all that stuff.
And go to Grinkers and see us there.
Grinkers, that's right.
Grinkers.
Mark, are your pants off?
They're flipping off now, maybe.
Yeah, you're switching over to the casual look. Here we go.